Have you ever heard of a tragedy similar to the Titanic tragedy? In June, a submarine operated by the Oceangate named Titan started a journey to the deep sea. It started its journey into 10,000 feet deep into the North Atlantic Ocean. First, let's discuss the dive and disappearance of this incident. 5 people compared this journey to the deep sea to view the wreckage of the infamous Titanic. First, the communication of this submarine was lost at all. US and Canadian experts made several efforts to locate any signal from this submarine, but all the efforts that took place were not useful. At last, Canadian and US safeguard centers got to know that all 5 people who traveled on this journey to the deep North Atlantic Sea were subjected to death. Thinking how it was possible? Exactly. What happened to this Oceangate submarine named Titan? This Oceangate guy has had an interest in exploring the deep sea many times and has succeeded at all times. Because of that, they also had a passion for discovering the Great Titanic, which is sunken in the deep sea. According to the media, viewing the Great Titanic in the deep sea was the crew's last dream to visit this deep sea. Today, the wreckage of Titanic remains in its icy grave, 12,500 below the surface of the North Atlantic Ocean. So, to fulfill this team's last desire in the deep sea, they produced a specialized submarine suitable for this journey named the Titan. Now let's take a look at how and what failures this Titan of the Oceangate had to disappear, even from the main station of the Oceangate. As we mentioned previously, these signal transmitters might not work in the deep sea, so any submarine might face a situation like this and also be subjected to a disaster like his similar to the Titan. Now let's uncover the theories and unanswered questions related to this incident. On June 17th, 2023, the Titan sub prepared to dive. The weather till that day was horrific, and Newfoundland was experiencing its worst winter in decades. This dive was to become the only manned mission to the Titanic in 2023. A weather window had just opened, and the crew took their chance. The entire trip to the Titanic wreck, 900 nautical miles, 1667 kilometers east of Cape Cod on the US coast, takes 8 days, with a single dive taking up several hours. The Titanic lies 12,500 feet beneath the surface. The pressure at that depth is 400 atmospheres, meaning a force of 6,000 pounds pressing in on every square inch of an object's surface. Due to its larger internal volume, the Titan was subjected to more external pressure. Confirming the theories, the US Navy finally revealed one of its vessels had detected sounds consistent with an implosion shortly after the sub lost contact with the Polar Prince. That proved a lack of oxygen was never the problem. Their deaths came much sooner. As per the experts, even though the Titan's hull with its inbuilt sensors could withstand, it was all over in 40 milliseconds of high pressure. A tiny defect would have caused an instant implosion in less than 40 milliseconds. The crew could not have had the faintest idea what hit them. It must have been all over in seconds when they were obliterated. The implosion killed the crew instantly and then split the Titan horizontally. Finding the hull in 2 pieces was further proof of what happened. The disaster of the Titan will forever go down as one of the darkest days in the history of modern deep-sea ocean research. Even as you see this, deep-sea rovers are still scouring the Titanic site for more possible clues to assess what accurately happened.